Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the second trade of the new year. We're here January 3rd, and I'll show you guys how I passed my second eval today on Apex. Alright, so this is going to be a quick one for you. I think it's only like a 30-second or 28-second trade. I wasn't in it for too long. But as you remember from last video, I only needed $140 to pass the account. So I'm not going for any big numbers here today. So I'm only coming in with 10 contracts or of micros. And I'm just shooting for that small winner to get through that threshold and pass it. Now I will hit that profit target, but I still have 4 days to meet the 7-day requirement Apex has. So I'm just going to be flipping like one micro for the next 4 days. And on top of that, I'll be trading my other evals with Buellnox and other prop firms just to kind of diversify my accounts, because prop firms are a sketchy thing for me. I mean, I know they pay out, they have legit withdrawals from legit customers. It's just it's kind of a rocky road. You give this company some money, and then they let you trade on sim and then dish out some money for you in return for your great trading, but they take 10% and you keep 90. It sounds great. I mean, firms like this exist, but in person, right? But I haven't heard of something like this online, and it's become so prevalent lately, and I'm just so used to trading a personal that I never even considered this kind of thing. But I digress, of course. So let me go back to the screens here. All right, so the typical, we have our thinkorswim chart here, and then our platform. Ignore what's happening with these EMAs. There's about 5 EMAs just going nuts here, and my thinkorswim is glitching out, right? Because my 9 EMA and my 21 got involved with my swing trading EMAs. So I hope you guys can ignore that and just look past that, right? We don't even use that to trade. We just use it for confirmation anyway. So at this point, it's just a distraction. So to the main idea, right? You can see this trend line we drew. This diagonal trend is representing that we are making lower lows on NQ, and then this horizontal trend line is showing that this is a resistance. It was prior support around this area in the pre-market, and then as we break it, we always do a retest. So here's the retest before the opening bell, and then now we should be breaking down. Overall sentiment bias today was very bearish. For the last few days it's been very bearish, but that's just what the daily time frame was telling me, what the 4-hour, what the 1-hour was telling me. And on top of that, we've been having some negative economic news. So today it was the ISM production, right? It wasn't too hot. It was improvement from last quarter, but still a number below 50 is still not a good number. And I think today was like 47 or 48, like that. So ideally, when I was charting this pre-market, I was hoping for a pullback into this horizontal line and retest it, and then hopefully reject it down, or we get a retest of this diagonal line and then push lower. Now we don't always get that pullback, and I'll show you. Let me play my trade real quick, okay? Again, we only go with 10 contracts of micros, of course. And I don't get any bigger, because if I risk more, then I might lose more. So you see me get in pretty quick with that spike down. I don't even have enough time to move my take profit into the pre-market low, which was 16,591. And that's exactly what I was targeting. So I got stopped out right before it broke it or touched that level, and we continued lower. I could have held for more, but as you can see here on my screen, we're at $53,000.11. So we've passed the account. Just got to flip it to meet the 7-day requirement, and there's no need to go big on this one, right? trade accordingly to what we need, and we just needed a small $160 winner. So that was a good trade overall. And then I didn't stop there. I also traded my other evals, which is my Buellnox account here. And I had an issue. I was trying to set up my ATM brackets, and so I lost an account due to that, because I just kept saying screw it, I'm gonna hold it, because I accidentally got into a trade and I just tried to manage it the best way possible. So I averaged in and didn't go my way. So we have one failed eval, and then 150k that's almost halfway there, and then we have a $200,000 accounts on Buellnox that one of them's, we're 3/4 of the way through. We're at $4,000. Profit target's at 6,000, so we're almost done. So I trade the same strategy here on these evals. We're still aiming for the pre-market low, and as you can notice from today, we didn't quickly overshoot it. And I did mention on my previous videos that we tend to have a 10 to 50 point overshoot when we hit this pre-market low. If it doesn't, price will come back to the pre-market level at a later time of the day. Now, the tricky part is trying to find out when is it going to come back to that level. So I took a guess, and I went ahead and traded these two accounts, targeting it again, and I ended up getting 30 points out of trading it again down to pre-market level. So we had a pullback of 30 points above pre-market low, and it was the day was still looking bearish. So I went ahead, took a short. I did 2 contracts on the 50k and 3 on the $100,000 account, and I trade them separately, so I got a better price in the 100,000 than I did the 50,000. And getting a good price in these trades is key. You guys see me average in, and you must be thinking like, oh shoot, that that's really bad, because why did you get out so soon, right? It didn't. I told you my plan. I wanted it to pull back and then drop down, but price just didn't do that. And that's why I enter with my starting position, which is one mini contract. Basically, I do 10 micros, but it equals 1 mini contract, right? So I get in with the starter, and then if it pulls back, then I'll average in for a better price. And I know what you must be saying is, hey, that's a lot of drawdown to be going through. But I'm that much confident on my guesses, my biases, and my strategy that it will come down. My goal is to get the earliest entry as possible. But if at the point where you saw that price started to spike down, and I didn't speed this up, by the way, price started to spike down, so I would have missed it had I not entered with that small position. And $160, I mean, it's no big whopping $2,000 winner like you saw in my eval here, but 160 is still a good day's work with just sitting around for the first 30 seconds of market open, right? I'll take that any day over my 9-to-5 job. So I hope this gives you guys some clarity. And the previous days too, you notice that price does pull back, and I still get in way before the pullback, with the starter. And that's fine, because I'll catch the pullback. And if it goes against me, well, then I get out faster than it would reverse on me. And you can see that my winners are generally larger than my drawdowns. So it'll outweigh itself. And once you know your account size and risk management, not to go past a certain amount of contracts. Like for example, here, when I do these 50k evals, I notice that the rules that Apex has and these prop firms, it's only $2,500 drawdown. That's not a lot to work with, because if I want to size up and start making big bucks, you really can't do that because of that drawdown rule until you get that buffer in the funded accounts. So for now, I can't go past 2 mini contracts of NQ. There's just no way. That's just too much drawdown I can't stomach, right? So that's kind of how I look at things. And I don't really suffer that much drawdown. I think 50 points as the most, but then I get, more points out of it with a 50-point drawdown. And so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was a big win of a day. I think we surmounted to about $360 today. So overall, it's a good day of trading. If you got chopped up, I'm sorry to hear that, man, but this is just me doing time in markets, knowing these price actions from years of back testing and years of trading, and just sitting here looking at the charts. It's all negative news, so I wouldn't be thrilled to take any bullish positions with these economic conditions. And yeah, so as you can see here, we got 2 funded accounts already. They just gotta finish out that 7 days, and then I'll go ahead and finish these ones up, and let's make it to the payout then eventually. I guess that's the next step, right? All right, well, thanks for watching the video, and hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks.